Okay. Hi, this is Ice Blue 333. Currently, it is October the 13th, 2025, or Columbus Day. So I said I made so many videos this past week or whatever, but I will be remiss to not make a video today because it is Christopher Columbus Day, and I have been referencing this quarter that I found in regards to this Bill Clinton joke or whatever. And funnily enough, I was looking even more yesterday so I can make this joke more comfortable for me in this setting. I found another Salt River Bay quarter. So a lot of people, they probably haven't even watched my videos or my old videos in regards to the joke that I've been making in regards to Bill Clinton. So let me just talk about that today. So pretty much, I think there's an article that came out on March the 4th, 2016. And so it says the presidential penis, a short history. Keyword short. Anyway, so basically it's from a website called the New Republic. And so basically, they this the people who wrote this article, I believe, they allegedly interviewed several of Bill Clinton's ex lovers or whatever, or lovers, and pretty much they found that the size of Bill Clinton's penis is they say is roughly the circumference of a quarter and about 5 inches. And so there, well, roughly, I believe last month on September, I think they said a lot of astrologers they came out and said that the eclipse that hit was going to be a king killer. And I kept telling these people that pretty much Donald Trump is not going anywhere. And so a lot of astrologers they were excited and ecstatic about the fact that it may have been Donald Trump that could have possibly who could possibly get assassinated in the month of September. And you know that Charlie Kirk he was eventually assassinated, I believe, on September the 10th, 2025. And tomorrow is Charlie Kirk's birthday. But weirdly enough, also it's also George Floyd's birthday. But even more weirdly is that Bill Clinton is subpoenaed to testify on the 14th of October to I believe the DOJ or whatever. So so I had this joke where let me read the article first, but it's in reference to an eclipse using these two the half dollar featuring JFK and the quarter featuring George Washington. And what come to find out is that before I well, first of all, I couldn't find a quarter because I was going to feature the quarter inside of this video or whatever, or inside of my previous videos, and I could not find a quarter anywhere. And so I looked up and down this house to try to find a quarter. I looked inside of my old car or whatever, and I pretty much I wound up with this quarter, and yeah, this quarter. Come to find out, well, first of all, let me pause it there. Pretty much this quarter when I found it, it was covered inside of this muck, this black muck, and so and it was thick, so I couldn't even see the face of George Washington anymore. And so pretty much I had to soak this quarter inside of salt, vinegar, and some baking soda, and I scrubbed it with like a brush or whatever, and I scrubbed it to the point where I was afraid that I would scrub the face of George Washington off the quarter. And so and I also scrubbed the back of the quarter off. And here it is right here, the Salt River Bay quarter. So weirdly enough, I believe roughly about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I made a video about it. I said I had a weird dream. I had a weird dream about basically this dollar, this $1 Susan B. Anthony coin. And basically the dream, it just basically told me to research the back of the Salt River Bay quarter, which I didn't think it was important at the time. But it's in the short story is that it's in relation to Christopher Columbus. Salt River Bay was the first place that Christopher Columbus landed on in the Americas, I believe. But anyway, so I had a dream about this the Susan B. Anthony coin, and it basically just told me to look or research the coins that I've been using in reference to these videos or whatever, my previous videos. So that kind of shocked me to find out that the Salt River Bay quarter that I had been using was in full reference to Chris Columbus, or Christopher Columbus, and Christopher Columbus's birthday being very close to Charlie Kirk's birthday. I mean, not Christopher Columbus' birthday. Christopher Columbus' landing date in the Americas being close to Charlie Kirk's birthday, George Floyd's birthday, and the subpoena date for Bill Clinton. And I believe also in reference to this Susan B. Anthony coin or whatever, I made a list to Donald Trump, and basically in that list, I stated that let me see if it's gonna focus. But in that list, I stated that let me say this right. Pretty much in my list, I started off with pretty much there's this guy named Chris Columbus, and he was the director of the movie Home Alone 2. And so basically, Donald Trump, he was featured in that movie for I believe 7 seconds. I believe he gave the main character of the movie directions in the movie, and it also featured Donald Trump's either his Trump Tower or some other building that he owned at the time. Well, I don't think he no longer owns it, but maybe I might be wrong about it. But anyway, so I guess inside this video, I'm going to read my list out again. Read my full list out of demands I made to Donald Trump or whatever in regards to a list in case my Danny Williams Clinton prediction comes true or whatever. So anyway, but I'm gonna start off like this. So I'm gonna read this article from the New Republic in regards to Bill Clinton and apparently his circumference being his. Anyway, let me read the article. So let me pause for a second. So basically, this article is talking about the size of Bill Clinton. This article is talking about the size of Bill Clinton's anatomy, allegedly or reportedly. Anyway, so this article in reference to Bill Clinton, it says, thanks to various sex scandals, we have a detailed description of Bill Clinton's penis, according to Robert Bennett, Clinton's lawyer in the Paula Jones case. In terms of size, shape, direction, whatever the devious mind wants to concoct, the president is a normal man. There are no blemishes, there are no moles, there are no growths. The Independent offered a more prosaic account. His erect penis is about 5 inches long, has a circumference of a quarter, and heads off at an angle, presumably rather like a finger bent at the joint. I can't. How do you do this? Anyway. So, yeah, that's apparently Bill Clinton's anatomy. I got to turn this back on. But anyway, so yesterday I found I guess a way to probably also produce a good Anyway, I'm just gonna show this. Apparently, this is Bill Clinton right here. Is it gonna pop off? Whoops. Oh God, I'm doing this live. There we are. Apparently, this is Bill Clinton's length or whatever. And these are all Salt River Bay quarters. I found 5 of them. Well, actually, I have 6 now. And I can actually use this now for a reference in regards to this article that I keep talking about. So this is the Bill Clinton joke that I keep referencing. Anyway, so, and again, everybody said that Donald Trump was going to be the one who was going to be eclipsed in the month of September of 2025. And I kept telling people it wasn't going to be Donald Trump. It was going to be Bill Clinton. And so I'm going to just do the little eclipse thing right here. Hopefully this quarter will show up good this time. And I've scrubbed this quarter so much that I almost scrubbed the face off this quarter in regards to getting this black muck off the quarter. So, and there's JFK. There's your eclipse right there. There they are side by side. Anyway. Oh yeah, and I guess I'll just put this back up here too. Just to put additional emphasis on Bill Clinton. So they said the circumference of a quarter and 5 inches, and it heads off. It's like bent at the joint like a finger. Anyway, so what else am I going to do inside this video? How much time has it been? 10 minutes. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so now that that's done or whatever, like I said, I just wanted to post a video in regards to Christopher Columbus Day or whatever. And again, you know that Chris Columbus was an African slave trader. So anyway, am I gonna read my article? Read my True Social post with my list and referencing Chris Columbus. I think I will. And again, the Salt River Bay Quarter is in reference to Chris Columbus or whatever. So let me see here. I want to read my post I made to Donald Trump in regards to this list or whatever. That's probably not gonna happen. I'm just doing this. I'm just doing this for fun now at this point. But so basically, I made this list because I was like, who knows? My Danny Williams Clinton prediction probably is correct, and who knows? I mean, well, I wonder if there's like an award in reference to like anyway. My list, but I think I want to give the astrological lore in regards to why I believe that Danny Williams Clinton is Bill Clinton's biological child. So let me pause for a second. I'm gonna get that, and then I'm gonna read my list again. So let me pause. Okay, so I'm back. So the astrology that shows me in regards to Bill Clinton and Danny Williams Clinton that Bill Clinton has a very high likely chance of being Danny Williams Clinton's biological father is the fact that on November 13th, 1985, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Mars, it made a square to Bill Clinton's natal Saturn from the first house. And Bill Clinton, his natal Saturn is inside of his 10th house. But also at the same time, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Saturn in the 10th house made an aspect to his natal Mars, which is inside of his first house. So it's like, I think Danny Williams Clinton was born, I believe, on December the 7th, 1985. Let me pause for a second to make sure that's right. So yeah, that's right. Danny Williams was born on December 7th, 1985. And being the fact that progressed Saturn is an extremely slow moving planet in regards to progressions, and also progressed Mars, looking at a person's chart, is kind of slow as well. It kind of definitively proves to me that Danny Williams is Bill Clinton's biological child, but I could be wrong. We won't know until a test is done. And looking at the articles referencing Bill Clinton, and I did a Google search, and the AI said no, there is no credible evidence that Bill Clinton has any extramarital children. The key words is no credible evidence. While he has been subject of numerous rumors and accusations, no such child has ever been definitively proven to exist. His only child is Chelsea Clinton, who was born to him and Hillary Clinton. That's what AI says, and that's what every other news article says. So, however, even the claims in regards to Danny Williams / Clinton, it says that the claims are unproven. That's a very, very... Anyway. Let me see. Let me pause for a second to get more information. Okay, so I will add this, that again today is Christopher Columbus Day, and I think Gavin Newsom, his birthday is apparently October 10th, 1967, and I think right on that same day as Gavin Newsom's birthday, Donald Trump was snubbed in regards to the receiving the Nobel Peace Prize or whatever. But today's the 13th of October, 2025. Donald Trump, he just signed a historical peace treaty, I believe, between Israel and Gaza. I don't really know. I've just been focused on the current information I've collected so far, and like there's a ton of stuff that's going on right now. So that's just something to think about in regards to just the overall theme of things, because like I said, things are just getting started. For Bill Clinton, his progress retrograde Uranus, it conjoined his natal Uranus on October the 11th, 2025, and all the while his progressed Mars, it changed signs and went into Sagittarius. And I said that his life changed on that day. And like I said, apparently Donald Trump was snubbed in regards to the Nobel Peace Prize. And again, and also, let me pull up the everybody's progressions again. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go down the list real quick of progressions or whatever. So pretty much, I did say that on October 12th, 2025, for Donald Trump, his progressed moon will make an aspect to his natal nodes. It's like a fated life altering day. And apparently today is the day that Donald Trump signed a major historical peace treaty between, I believe, Israel and Gaza. I just saw the head, it just said a major historical peace deal. I don't know what countries were involved, but I would only assume that it's Israel and Gaza. And yet Donald Trump was snubbed in regards to the Nobel Peace Prize. And so what's coming up next is gonna be Hunter Biden on October 17th. Well, let me look at the transits real quick, because I'm like, so on October 13th, 2025, for Donald Trump, transiting Jupiter will conjoin Donald Trump's natal Saturn, and it's like an expansion in regards to Donald Trump's open enemies, because I believe that Saturn for Donald Trump. Let me pause for a second because I need to look at this. Okay. So it could be an expansion in regards to Donald Trump's open enemies, because I believe that Saturn for Donald Trump, being a Leo rising, rules Donald Trump's sixth house. So, or it could be being that now that we see what's happened, the sixth house lord also deals with just work in general, your daily activities or whatever, and your duties. And there could be an expansion of that, because Donald Trump, he signed a peace treaty with several countries, I believe. Anyway, so it's an expansion in regards to his open enemies. Looking at the transits. So let's see here on October 17, 2025, for Hunter Biden. His progressed moon will make an aspect to his natal Mars. It means that there could be something angering could happen around this date for Hunter Biden. We may see it or we may not see it, because Hunter Biden has not been inside of the media that much. Just like Barron Trump, we didn't see too much media about Barron Trump until I believe around October 26th or 27th, 28th, one of those days where his I believe that his girlfriend, the news media basically came out and said that he shut down a floor in a Trump Tower, and he had like a date with his girlfriend or whatever. And I'm like, that should have been an angering day for him for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah. So let's see here. The next day that I've been looking at was on October 18th, 2025, for Cory Booker. His progressed moon will conjoin his natal Jupiter. That means that he will get lucky in regards to something. I don't know what that could be. On October 19th, 2025, for Donald Trump, his progressed Mercury will conjoin his natal Mars. That means that information that is out of Donald Trump's control could either upset Donald Trump, or either Trump could say something that's Trump out of anger could say something, and it's like angering information, or he could receive that angering information. And see, around the same day for Bill Clinton, his progressed on October 20th, 2025, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will oppose his progressed Neptune. And I've said that pretty much that could possibly be the end of, or the culmination of, the Ghislaine Maxwell investigation. and we could probably see the results or some results from that, because the last time we seen this progression hit was on, I believe, August 9th, when for Bill Clinton, when his progressed moon made an aspect to his natal Neptune. So let's see here. And on October 21st, 2025, for Hunter Biden, his progressed moon was square his progressed Saturn. That means that there's going to be like some kind of block or loss or emotional distraught in regards to Hunter Biden. On October 22nd, 2025, for Chuck Schumer, his progressed moon was square his natal moon. That means that it's like a completion of an event or something like that. And then on October 22nd, 2025, transiting Neptune will change signs and go back to Pisces, I believe. And I believe that on October 26th, 2025, Donald Trump, his progressed moon will make an aspect to his natal moon. It's like a completion of a cycle. And I want to end with Cory Booker on October 27th, 2025. Cory Booker's progressed moon will conjoin his progressed Jupiter. He will get lucky for some reason. I don't know what that is about. So let me see here. I know I'm repeating myself. This is the same information I've been expounding on, but still, I'm just doing it because some people may just only watch one video, and I want to just make it so that if a person watches just one of my videos, that they get like a good hefty amount of information. I'm not going to stop right there. I need to say that pretty much Bill Clinton's problems will probably seriously begin on November 13th, 2025. That's when Bill Clinton's progressed moon will trine, I believe, his progressed ascendant. And that will be the same astrology that happened all the way back in 1998, when, I believe on December 26th, 1998, when the impeachments began for him. So that's why I said something seriously could go down in regards to Bill Clinton mid-November 2025. Now, I did say that October 11th, 2025, when his progressed Uranus conjoined his natal Uranus and his progressed Mars changed signs on October 11th, 2025, that something that could come up. And it probably was the fact that Donald Trump was snubbed in regards to the Nobel Peace Prize. I was like, holy crap. That's what threw me off. I was like, because outer planets and planets changing signs in regards to progressions, that's something that's out of your control. Something out of your control happens that just forces like some kind of life-changing event. And Bill Clinton's life has changed. Like I said in a previous video, I said that Donald Trump was probably playing with these people with kitty gloves, and that playtime is over. Like, anyway, so those were the main things in regards to Bill Clinton. And let's see here. Oh, also in my in a previous video that I made, like one of these recent days or whatever. It was probably anyway, the point is that I did a reading in regards to Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, and I said that Hillary Clinton, her transiting Mars conjoined her natal moon. No, it didn't conjoin her natal moon. I believe that it let me pause for a second. So when I was doing the chart reading for Hillary Clinton in regards to the September 21st eclipse, I said that her in the video I said that transiting Mars conjoined her natal moon, but no, that was incorrect. Transiting Saturn conjoined her moon. All the while transiting Mars, it made, I believe, a quincunx or a sixth aspect to her natal moon at the same time as well. So that's what I meant in referencing the Mars Dasha, Hillary Clinton, and the transiting Mars that made the aspects out of her chart during the eclipse, the September 21st eclipse. So anyway, let me pause for a second. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to just hold this up again. Referencing Bill Clinton and basically, whoop. I'm going to be able to hold it right. But referencing Bill Clinton and his size or whatever, in talking about the article from the New Republic. Jesus Christ, this is not holding up. Anyway, so apparently, again, this is Bill Clinton's size, referencing the joke. So let's see here. I think the next thing I said I was going to talk about was because this quarter, again, is the Salt River Bay quarter, and it references Christopher Columbus. Let me see here. Can I do this? So I guess I said I was going to go down my My Cardi B slash Joe Biden interview, Christmas wish list or whatever, or I want this before Christmas though, or whatever. And regarding Donald Trump and etc. Anyway, so I'm just gonna read it. So here's my full Cardi B slash Joe Biden interview style wish list. I'm still shocked that Biden did the interview right after Cardi B released her hit single WAP, or Wet Something Vagina. Anyway, so Candace Owens said that Cardi treated failed President Joe Biden like he was Santa Claus. So why not test this out and see where this goes? But I want this before Christmas. And I do. Let me pause. Okay, and then the main point of reading this list is in reference to, inside this list, I said something about Chris Columbus, who again was the director of Home Alone 2. But the name Chris Columbus, you know, today's Christopher Columbus Day. So I said, another thing, God does have a sense of humor. The director of Home Alone 2 name is Chris Columbus, and apparently wanted to remove your 7-second clip from the movie. Wouldn't it be funny if the Danny Williams Clinton allegation is true? That would actually be pretty crazy. I can only assume that currently Chris Columbus is a Democrat, and I can only assume that. Maybe he's a Republican. Anyway, his birth name basically says all there is needed to say about him, in my opinion. Democrats just doing what Democrats do best. If he's a Democrat. Anyway, my list. Jennifer Boozer's Alabama shop, Canabama back open, by any means necessary. And marijuana rescheduled. Representative Andy Witt questioned in regards to him stating that he wanted to shut down shops that heavily invested in your 2018 Farm Bill. In several interviews, he is the new Roy Moore of Alabama, in my opinion. And Tommy Tuberville is doing the same thing that Jeff Sessions did in your first term. Think about it. Anyway. Also, look into the Alabama casino situation as well. But that is no longer important to me due to the possible increase in crime associated with casinos. But it would be nice to have the Powerball and Mega Millions in Alabama instead of having to drive to Georgia. Now to piss off anyone who loves number 13. And let me expound on that real quick. Let me scroll down here real quick. I think I need to expound on this commentary. I'm not saying that someone specifically is referenced when trying to piss off anyone who loves the number 13. I'm just saying that the Confederate flag had 13 stars. That's all. Sign Astrologer Ice Blue 333. Let me continue back to my list or whatever. So, let me I missed one thing because this is very important. I said in an additional Truth Social post, I said I forgot to add, I would also like an executive order signed to restore some of the Tuskegee historical monuments. So an executive order to restore some of the Tuskegee historical monuments, and some additional funds to go to the schools in the Macon County area, in the Tuskegee area, so that kids can have some kind of fun and educational school field trip. I can get my words out. Okay, so that was important. And I'm repeating myself. That's why I'm holding my head. I'm stuck here looking crazy. I'm like, I have exhaustively repeated myself so many times. But I'm just like, whatever. It's Christopher Columbus Day and whatever. And people may just watch one video, and I'm just trying to give everybody all the information all at once inside of one big video, because these videos are long, and so here's just one video, and it just goes over mostly everything. Roughly, like I said, on November 13th, 2025, that's when Bill Clinton, we should see something that may be similar to the 1998 impeachment of Bill Clinton, because he would have roughly the same progression that hit on December 26, 1998. But I believe that the impeachment began on December 19th, 1998. So anyway, the rest of my list or whatever. I said I want a 13-ounce solid gold medal. $13 million. However he gets it, he gets it, in regards to Donald Trump. A Starlink with 13 years of free service. 13 years of free Verizon Wireless cellular service. 13 years of free Apple and Samsung yearly device upgrades, and I get to keep the devices. That includes computers, cell phones, smartwatches, and tablets. and I want the highest end model of those devices. The black models with the maximum amount of storage and the maximum amount of RAM. A blue check mark from evil Elon Musk, because it is difficult and frustrating to try to warn people about the astrology that's coming up on Twitter, and like I keep running out of space. So anyway, a Cybertruck from from evil Elon Musk, fully loaded, because yeah, why not? Anyway, a Toyota Prius Prime, a white Jeep 392 with gold accents. And I said for the rest of these devices, the highest end model with the highest end amount of storage and RAM, the black model with the largest screen size. So a Mac Studio Pro Max plus 4 XDR screens plus the best stands and accessories, a MacBook Pro Max with the maximum amount of storage and RAM, an iPad with the maximum amount of storage and RAM, the silver iPhone Pro Max, because they didn't come out with a black iPhone in 2025, a black Samsung phone, a black Samsung tablet, a Geisley sponsorship, 2 rifles, a 5.56 and a 308. I forgot to add a Trijicon sponsorship too. I want a VCOG SEO for that 5.56 rifle. Anyway, a Glock sponsorship, a Glock 17 Koa with the Aimpoint red dot, a Glock 43X Koa with the Aimpoint red dot, a federal sponsorship with a a crap ton of ammo, because we're dealing with the Clintons here. A Benelli sponsorship, a shotgun, whichever one they'll give me. A Mountain House sponsorship, like a truckload of their products or whatever. A Danganronpa anime sponsorship, but I know that Donald Trump, he can't like force a anime company to like sponsor somebody, but still, like what's that? They say that closed mouths don't get fed. There we go. So I'm just gonna throw it out there inside the ether. So a Danganronpa anime sponsorship, a case closed / Detective Conan anime sponsorship, with a Scooby Doo sponsorship, a Hong Kong Phooey sponsorship. I want DC Douglas to voice his iconic character from Resident Evil. Sean Ryan to interview Lindsey Graham. I dislike Lindsey Graham, but since Sean Ryan interviewed Gavin Newsom or whatever, why not have Sean Ryan interview Lindsey Graham? I'm pretty sure that Sean Ryan doesn't dislikes Lindsey Graham as much as I do. So, or he possibly doesn't, but who knows? Anyway, let's see what happens if it's possible for him to interview Lindsey Graham. Moving on. So for Caroline Leavitt and Kayleigh McEnany, both press secretaries, and Tucker Carlson, to review and fact check the entire Sean Ryan / Gavin Newsom interview. They'll be epic. And I also said inside another post that it'll also be epic since Gavin Newsom wants to be on Joe Rogan's podcast so fucking bad, why not have Joe Rogan host a big major debate between a ton of conservative, highly informed conservatives on Joe Rogan's podcast, and have Gavin Newsom come and have a major debate on that podcast. Let's see, am I missing anything? I think that's about it for that. So you pause for a second and continue to my other stuff that I missed. Okay, so let me see here. I'm gonna talk about that other post that I made on Twitter and True Social, and regarding the Payback is a Bitch song. But before I say anything about that, pretty much I want to go back to this Susan B. Anthony this $1 coin. Pretty much what was it, like roughly about like three weeks ago, I believe. I was helping out a relative, and pretty much they gave me what they thought were quarters, and I did get some quarters, but they gave me this thinking it was a quarter, and it turned out to be like $1, and I was like, huh, because at the time I was thinking like, Donald Trump's not gonna give me $13 million. Why would he give me $13 million? I'm nobody. And so I said that earlier inside of the day, and then she gave me this. And what I was just looking. I had put the quarters inside of a this little bowl where I keep my change. And so I picked the quarters up for some reason, and I was like, I think I was going to go to the store, and I was like, wait, this one's kind of odd. Like, what's wrong with this quarter? It's like kind of bigger than the rest. And I looked at it, and I was like, huh, I never seen a quarter like this. And turned around, I was like, oh my god, it's $1. And then so I mean, at the same time, I was thinking like, Donald Trump's like, I'm broke, but Donald Trump's not going to give me $13 million. And so I looked at the quarter, and some said count the stars on it, and stars like the star report and Bill Clinton. But anyway, this coin has 13 stars on the front, and it's kind of dirty, but on the back as well, if you can see it. And I was like, that's possibly like an omen or something like that. And then to past that date, have a dream about this Susan B. Anthony coin, and it's like something telling me, Google and research this quarter. And at the time, I thought that this was just an ugly tree, the Salt River Bay quarter, not knowing that the Salt River Bay was in reference to Christopher Columbus. I was like, this is an ugly tree. I'm like, and I was actually intentionally not showing the back of the quarter because it was just kind of dirty, and it just looked ugly. I was like, it's kind of because I had to scrub this quarter off, but I was intentionally not showing the back of it, and I had a dream. Somebody said, research, look it up, research it. And kind of find out that it was in reference to Christopher Columbus. And like I said, I had already wrote this list, this I guess this Cardi B / Joe Biden wish list. I wrote this on let's see here. On January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September 2nd, 7th. Oh, I wrote this on the day of the lunar eclipse. Huh. So I wrote that on the day of the lunar eclipse, and for all these other synchronicities to happen at the same time, I'm like, wow, who knows? I might end up getting 13 million. I'm like, I'm not that important, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I'm on a CIA or FBI watch list or whatever after all the stuff that I posted. Even posting even some of my posts, they look kind of crazy. I'm like, on the day that the day before Charlie Kirk passed away. I'm gonna make another video tomorrow on Charlie Kirk's birthday on the 14th, because I want to explain like pretty much how I predicted the assassination of Charlie Kirk, or I was trying to. I knew that Trump Jr. and his circle was going to have some kind of loss. And there was a lot of astrologers saying that it could be Donald Trump, or they were saying it was definitely going to be Donald Trump. A king could fall, but I was like, nah, Donald Trump has a lot more stuff to do. It's going to be someone that's very important to the Trump circle. And so I said that on a video that I made all the way back on, I believe, August the 29th, 2025. I said Trump Jr. and his circle needs to be careful. He needs to watch his circle, his partners. Let me pause for a second. Anyway, I'm going to sub and post a video about that tomorrow. It was crazy, but I'll talk about it tomorrow. Let me see here. What else am I gonna Oh, that song "Payback's a Bitch." Anyway, I'm not even gonna do that. Let me pause for another second. Okay, so I keep getting interrupted, but it's up. What I want to do is I want to go down this "Payback's a Bitch" song or whatever. I want to do this joke one more time, and then, like I said, since some people are only going to watch like one video, I'm just going to put the remainder of Bill Clinton's progressions in this video at the end, so that people could always go back and say that, okay, he did say this on this date. So let me go down the lyrics real quick. So I posted on Truth Social when and on Twitter, when they snubbed Donald Trump in regards to the Nobel Peace Prize, I said, oh shit, they didn't give Donald Trump the Nobel Peace Prize. I said, oh fuck, and it was so peaceful too. Oh shitty shit. Now, if there was ever a time to be concerned, now's the time. Gloves might be coming off. Never piss off a Gemini, especially when there are loads of secrets to be exposed. And so, I posted this YouTube video on True Social, and apparently it's from a TV show called Scrubs, season 5, episode 7, and the song is called "Payback's a Bitch." And so, the lyrics are "Payback is a bitch," and then there's this man, this white man, and the choir is black, and this white man, he's up here like he had the Holy Ghost going on inside. He's like, "Payback is a bitch, payback is a bitch, oh yeah, payback is a bitch, payback is a bitch, it's just the beginning, ooh, but it's payback, oh it's payback," and this man he's going, "Payback is a bitch," he's like, got the Holy Ghost side of him, and so I mean, this is kind of weird because Dan Bongino and Kash Patel, in their tweets, they're saying that it's not even the beginning of the beginning in regards to what they're doing right now. And they're giving like cryptic hints that they're doing stuff. You don't see it, but they're doing stuff. And I mean, a hint of that was when back, I think, Dan Bongino, he posted a tweet. Hope I can find it real quick. Let me pause real quick. Okay, but Dan Bongino, he posted a tweet on July 26th, 2025, where pretty much he said that we're doing stuff. You can't see it, but we're doing stuff. And he said what he has learned has shocked him down to his core. He said we can't run a republic like this. And apparently at the same time they were interviewing Ghislaine Maxwell. And so, yeah, but inside of a lot of his other tweets, he was saying this is just the beginning of the beginning. We haven't even begun yet. Anyway, yeah. And then also Kash Patel on, what was it, August 2nd, 2025. I had posted a tweet saying that well, let me see if I can find that. But basically it says that on the 16th of July, when Donald Trump said that the Epstein situation was a hoax, I was like, nah, you basically pissed inside these people's faces. But anyway, and you called it rain. And that was on the 16th. That was 3 days after Donald Trump should have. It was 1 year and 3 days after Donald Trump should have died by assassination. And I was like, he basically 3 days later, he came back like Jesus, pissed in the face of his enemies, called it rain, and then destroyed them. And Kash Patel, in one of his tweets, he ended it with "and then" with 3 flags. But anyway, my point. I think there's some serious stuff is about to go down in regards to Bill Clinton, and especially after they snubbed Donald Trump in regards to the Nobel Peace Prize. So let me see here, and that's also what I'm referring to in regards to payback is a bitch. So I said I was going to set up and do this ruler joke again, but first I said they said that Donald Trump's going to be eclipsed, and I'm telling you, I'm repeating myself. I'm repeating myself. I know, sound crazy as hell, but it's going to be Bill Clinton that's going to be eclipsed. The Salt River Bay Quarter, referring to Christopher Columbus, and Bill Clinton is subpoenaed to testify in regards to the DOJ on October 14th, which is tomorrow, which is also Charlie Kirk's birthday. And it's funny that the subpoenas went out before Charlie Kirk was killed. Let me see the exact date that the article came out regarding these multiple subpoenas being issued to these politicians. So let me pause for a second. So yeah, I'm going to read the entire article. It was published on August 5th, 2025. And weirdly enough, on August 9th, 2025, that is when Bill Clinton, he had his progressed moon make an aspect to his natal Neptune. I believe it opposed his natal Neptune. Let me pause for a second to make sure. Yeah, so on August 9th, 2025, that's when Bill Clinton's progressed moon opposed his natal Neptune. So I'll read this full article. It was published on August 5th, 2025. So this, like I said, on October 20th, 2025. No. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so on October 20th, 2025, that's when we, like I said, we can see the culmination in regards to this investigation regarding the Ghislaine Maxwell testimony and the Epstein situation. And like I said, on the 13th of November, that's when Bill Clinton he has the same November 13th. He has the same astrology as the impeachment hearings. So let me go ahead and read this article that was posted again on August 5th, 2025. The title is called Chairman Comer Subpoenas Bill and Hillary Clinton for former U.S. Attorneys General and FBI directors and records related to Jeffrey Epstein. Washington House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform Chairman James Comer today issued deposition subpoenas to Bill and Hillary Clinton, James Comey, Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, Merrick Garland, Robert Mueller, William Barr, Jeff Sessions, and Alberto Gonzales for testimony related to horrific crimes perpetrated by Jeffrey Epstein. Additionally, Chairman Comer issued a subpoena to the U.S. Department of Justice for records related to Epstein. These subpoenas follow recent action by an oversight subcommittee, which approved motions to subpoena these records and compel witness testimony. On July 23, 2025, Republicans and Democrats on the Federal Law Enforcement Subcommittee approved by voice vote a motion offered by Representative Scott Perry to direct the chairman to subpoena Bill and Hillary Clinton, James Comey, Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, Merrick Garland, Robert Mueller, William Barr, Jeff Sessions. He's involved too? And Alberto Gonzales. Did I read his name earlier? Oh, I just didn't notice it. Oh, God. The subcommittee also approved an amended motion offered by Rep. Summer Lee by a vote of 8-2 to direct the chairman to subpoena the Department of Justice to release records related to the Epstein case. Representative Andy Biggs' amendment to include the release of all communications between President Biden and or the Biden administration officials and the Department of Justice related to Jeffrey Epstein was adopted by voice vote. Representative Nancy Mace's amendment to include redacting the names of victims and any personally identifiable information of victims and any possible child sexual abuse material was adopted by voice vote. The subpoena to the Department of Justice can be found at a link. The subpoena cover letters can be found here at a link. So you got to go to this web page. Like I said, it was published on August 5th, 2025 by the House Oversight Committee. And I've already given you the title. Let me give you the title again. Chairman Comer subpoenas Bill and Hillary Clinton, former U.S. Attorneys General and FBI directors, and records related to Jeffrey Epstein. So, okay, so it says below are the deposition and record return dates. So the Department of Justice records August 19th. I believe these are the dates where they're subpoenaed to testify. So General William Barr, August 18th. General Alberto Gonzales, August 26th. General Jeff Sessions, August 28th. Former FBI Director Robert Mueller, September 2nd. Former U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch, September 9th. Former U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder, September 30th. Former U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland, October 2nd. Former FBI Director James Comey, October 7th. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, October 9th. And Bill Clinton is subpoenaed on October 14th, which is tomorrow. That's why I'm giving you all this information now. Like I said, Bill Clinton will have the same astrology as the impeachment, starting November 13th, 2025. And like I said, also we should see we might see the culmination in regards to the Ghislaine Maxwell testimony on October 20th. So there may be a big date. Should I stop there? Oh yeah, I said that I forgot my point. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so I said that what I was gonna do was I was gonna give this joke one more time, and I keep doing this, but it is what it is. It's gonna be Bill Clinton who is gonna be eclipsed. I believe that there's gonna be an impeachment coming soon for Bill Clinton. Here's the two coins, and there's the eclipse again. JFK and George Washington, and everybody who said that it was gonna be Donald Trump who's gonna be eclipsed or killed by the eclipse. No, it's gonna be Bill Clinton. I told you they was just gonna piss off Donald Trump. And like I said, in regards to the article, in reference to the New Republic or whatever, 5 inches. They said that Donald Trump had small hands or whatever. And what's the song? Payback is a bitch. Mm-hmm. Payback is a bitch. Mm-hmm. It's just the beginning. It's October 13th. Christopher Columbus Day. Mm-hmm. Christopher Columbus Day. Mm-hmm. Christopher Columbus Day. Mm-hmm. Payback is a bitch. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, let's see here. What else? So I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down these dates in regards to Bill Clinton and the possible his possible second impeachment. So let me pause for a second so I can pull up the dates. Okay, so I'm gonna start with October 11th, 2025, and that was the same day that for Donald Trump they snubbed him in regards to the Nobel Peace Prize. It seems like he was trying to keep the peace, and I guess what do they say? All is fair in love and war, or something like that. Anyway, October 11th, 2025, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Uranus conjoined his progressed retrograde Uranus conjoined his natal Uranus in the sign, I believe, of Gemini. Also on October 11th, 2025, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Mars changed signs and went from Scorpio to Sagittarius. On October 21st, 2025, or around this date, and it's really around all these dates, October 21st, 2025, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will oppose his natal Neptune, and that could be the culmination in regards to the Ghislaine Maxwell testimony. On November 13th, 2025, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will trine his progressed ascendant. And like I said, that could be the beginning of his next impeachment. The last time that Bill Clinton's ascendant was aspected was on July the 5th, 2025, and that's when the DOJ came out and said that Epstein did not have a client list and he did not kill himself. I mean, he did kill himself. That's what they said. So the next progression in regards to Bill Clinton is going to be on November 28th, 2025. That's when his progressed moon will oppose his natal Venus. And the last time that happened was on June the 21st, 1998. I don't know what happened around that time, but I know that was around the Monica Lewinsky scandal. The next date inside of Bill Clinton's chart is shown to be on December 17th, 2025. That's when his progressed moon is going to trine his natal Pluto. Again, that was around the time as the submission of the star report. On January 17, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon was sextile his progressed nodes. Again, that's the same astrology as the submission of the star report, all the way back in 1998. On January 24, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will trine his progressed Pluto. Like I said again, it's the same astrology as the submission of the star report and the impeachment. The next progression that's shown inside of Bill Clinton's chart is going to be on February 12th, 2026. That's when his progressed moon will quincunx his progressed sun. And then on May 4th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will sextile his natal nodes. That's like a fated event. On May 16th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Venus will conjoin his progressed Mars. And that could be something in regards to partners or his groups and circles being angry, or he's angry at them or they're angry at him. On May 27th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Mercury will sextile his natal Mars. That means that angry news could come out to him or from him. And on July 20th, 2026, for Bill Clinton's progress moon with quincunx's natal moon, that means like it's the culmination or the completion of something. On August 9th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon was sextile his progress Uranus. Something shocking will happen. What day was that again? August 9th, 2026. Look, on August 9th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon was sextile his progress Uranus. And like I said, something shocking will happen. On October 1st, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon will oppose his natal Jupiter. That means that he would get lucky in regards to something. On November 19th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon will quincunx his progress midheaven. And that means that, I don't know about that. So on December 10th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progress moon will trine his natal sun. Now, I keep saying that Donald Trump, he's not going to be too happy about the midterm elections, and that's around this time right here, November 19th, 2026, where Bill Clinton, his progress moon will quincunx his progress midheaven. And it's shown 2 times that Donald Trump's not going to be happy about the midterm elections. I don't know what happens in regards to Bill Clinton and him getting lucky. But anyway, I think that's it for me. I did that joke too many times in regards to the coins and the quarters and stuff like that. And I think I fully explained everything in regards to the joke or whatever. And Payback's a Bitch. That song that I posted. Or that video that I posted. So I think I want to end this video on with my quote. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me pause for a second. Okay. Sorry if I look kind of like just tired, which I am kind of tired because I've been repeating myself for so long. So let me end this video with my quote. So I said, let the history books / devices always and forever say, 1 year and 3 days after Donald Trump should have died by assassination, he came back, and on the 3rd day, like Jesus, pissed in the faces of his enemies, called it rain, and then destroyed them. And then he lived happily ever after. The end. Biblical. Signed, astrologer Ice Blue 333, the god of astrology. So there you go. And that's gonna be it for me. Yeah. I wonder if that Danny Williams Clinton prediction is true. That would be kind of crazy. The astrology shows that something huge came up with Bill Clinton around November 13th, 1985. Well, I think the astrology showed it was either November the 11th, 12th, or the 13th, 1985. And then I think Danny Williams / Clinton was born on December 7th, 1985. Something huge came up. It was a angering, blocking event. So, yeah. That's it for me. Bye for now.